So we need to talk about the culture around Hogwarts Legacy because it's 2 years since this game came out and yet we're still in this stupid narrative. So if you remember, back in 2023, Hogwarts Legacy was released in February, and the main reason it did so well was because everybody wanted an open world Harry Potter video game. And honestly, they just wanted a Harry Potter video game in general. It just was a bonus that wasn't open world and you can go exploring and all the other stuff, right? I mean, we haven't had a Harry Potter video game in over a decade, so everyone was itching for one. Everyone, even people who were just like not super fans, they were just curious to see what it was like and cast spells and just have fun, right? So it did obviously really well. It broke records. I mean, they even beat Call of Duty. It was the #1 selling game in 2023. Now, despite it being a huge success, there were some people, some basement dwellers that were trying to boycott this video game because it was a stick-it to J.K. Rowling and her views on women's rights and trans views and all that stuff. And they're like, we're not going to buy this game. And they are harassing people, getting people fired for wanting to play this game. Really, it literally happened. People were fired for wanting to play this game. I'm not going to dispute that. It actually happened. Look at Carolyn. If you don't know, Google her. And the funny thing is that these people who are like boycotting this game and screaming and crying about it were never going to play this game anyway because they live in like basements and they don't even have any money, right? So it's like you're boycotting this game, but you weren't even going to buy it in the first place, right? So it's not really a boycott if you were never going to get it in the first place. Now, on the opposite side of the aisle, there were the people really pissed at the people wanting to boycott, so they were boycotting it and buying it without even wanting to play the game. They just really wanted to stick it to the wokies that were really pissed off that there was, J.K. Rowling or trans views. And I can understand being really pissed off with those people because they're trying to ruin everything. It's all about the message, right? You see in all forms of media today, from video games to music to movies, podcasts, you name it, it's all about the message. And it's, it can even be both sides of the aisles with the message. So it's not even like one message, right? There's multiple messages, let's be real and honest here. What I'm really pissed off about is that we're still in this little bubble 2 years later where it was like, we won, we really stuck it to them. They got really pissed off and the boycott didn't even work. Right, so they were pissed off. The people who were pissed off, who were never going to play the game in the first place, were really pissed off. But all the stuff that you're pissed off about, aka the DEI in games, all that stuff, was still in the game. We didn't win because it was still in the game and it was a financial success. So even if people hated the DEI stuff in the game, it did so well that it was the #1 selling video game of the year. So what does Avalanche and WB Games looking to do? Double down on all the shit that made that first game really successful, right? So did we win? No. We just pissed off a whole bunch of people who were never going to win in the first place. And I had this conversation with someone who, by the way, only has 97 minutes played on their Steam account, whereas I've over 70 hours. I've beaten the game. I've done a bunch of side quests. I've only missing like 5, I think, at this point. So I know how the game goes, right? I played it, everything else. I've reviewed it. You can watch the review on my channel. I have pros and cons to say about the game. This person who I had this conversation with in private, so I'm not going to go and shout their name, right? Because it's not fair. It was a private conversation. This person was telling me how we totally beat them and it's about the culture, not about a video game. But it's like the video game is the culture. The biggest video game of the franchise, the biggest video game of 2023, one of the biggest franchises in the world. That video game, that is the culture. So to hear people who are so like, we must defeat the wokies, we totally stuck it to them, right? Sticking it to them, we showed them with their stupid boycott, can't comprehend that we didn't actually win. And that I'm being told that, well, don't you understand? It's like, I do understand. I see what you're saying, but it's not right. No. So I was really triggered, honestly. I really was, because it's like the biggest losers here were the fans who just want a no agenda, fun video game in the Wizarding World. And you can argue, some people can argue that was what happened, that they had a great Harry Potter Wizarding World video game. Me, I don't think so. I think it was trash. But that's an opinion, right? But it's just like, so those people who have the opinions that I have, we're the losers because that didn't happen, right? We didn't win. We had a transgender barmaid. For what reason? That person didn't add anything to the story. It was literally just, this person's trans, in your face, J.K. Rowling. That was the whole purpose of that person. And to really, really stick it, that character who was male to female, so a trans woman, was voiced by a male voice actor? So it's like, is that how you see trans people? So it's just like amazing, like all these layers, right? And this isn't a normal video that I usually make, right? I'm always like super happy, bubbly. Look at the item that I got today, and this is, what's in my collection. So this is like one of those pop culture Harry Potter video games, but I was spurging today. I was spurging, and it just drives me nuts how everyone's like, we're winning. No, we didn't win. Everything that you were fighting against was in that video game, but you wouldn't know that because you only played 97 minutes of it. And then these people are like, oh, well, they're tweeting all over about it. It's like, what makes you qualified for talking about this game that you didn't play, right? So anyway, I was spurging real hard. I just wanted to make this video. There's a lot to have in this conversation, right? I mean, I'm sure people think I'm wrong. That's fine, whatever. But the truth of the matter is, a video game is pop culture. A Wizarding World Hogwarts Legacy video game is a massive, massive thing in pop culture. Again, it was the top-selling video game of 2023. It's not some video game made by some indie company. Made by WB Games. It's massive. It was their last successful video game since, because everything else from WB Games has flopped in the entire year of 2024. And now we're in 2025, and they've also already canceled another video game from WB Games. So this is pop culture. This is stuff. Anyway, that's what I have to say today. I will return to my normal videos about collecting or on the side notes of Harry Potter TV shows and all that other stuff. Until then, let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!